Hi guys. So here at marble.com, we're always asked about which countertop material is the most durable, especially one that will stand up best to scratches and cuts. So today, we're going to set up a little test demo with the help of my friend John, who's a professional chef, and we're going to cut on each of these materials to see how they react. So we're going to be starting off with a solid surface that we've seen in many older homes, especially in the 70s and 80s. And basically this is made with some particle board and has acrylic on top of it. Considering that it's made from wood, I don't think it's going to hold up that well to cutting, but let's see just to make sure. So John's going to test two different knives here. So John, what's the first one that we're going to use?
We have a serrated knife that we're going to use for the softer vegetables, the tomatoes and the peppers, and a chef's knife for the carrots.
Okay, cool. So let's see how the serrated knife holds up. Okay, so as you're cutting through that, we can even see that very easily it's scratching.
Yep, make short work of the tomatoes and the surface.
All right, do you want to try the carrot out? See how
Sure.
it reacts to the chef's knife? And oh, it's even worse.
That's even worse.
Okay, so if we could just angle this up and see that very obviously cut into this countertop, very deep. This is definitely not something that you'd be able to cut on. You would certainly need a cutting board.
Or a new countertop.
Or a new countertop, exactly. All right, so now we're gonna move on to a laminate surface and we'll see how that reacts to cutting. So now we're gonna try things out on the laminate surface, which is fairly similar to the past solid surface that we just did. So let's see how this reacts. All right, so what do you think, John?
It's a little better than the other one, but still going to scratch.
Yep, we still see a little bit. How about we dig in a little harder? You will use a carrot?
Sure.
Cool.
Some definite scratches.
Yeah, definitely. When you cut a little harder from the carrot, it's very apparent. But I can actually feel the scratches from the tomato that you did previously.
Yes.
Up here. And you know what? Another thing with these countertops is that the veneer on top, if it's exposed for a long time around like a sink or water, I'm sure you've seen this in plenty of houses, like they actually start to detach from the wood. So that's something else that goes against this. And John, as a chef, I'm sure you know when you cut on wood and you create scratches like this, bacteria
Absolutely.
can live in there, right?
Sure.
So actually speaking of that, we're gonna move on to butcher's block and we'll see how that reacts. All right, so now we're moving on to butcher's block, which are commonly used as cutting boards too. So I'm interested to see how this one turns out. Here you go, John.
Sure.
Okay, so let's check it out. We see some very obvious scratches.
Yep, definitely.
Right? And John, we can also see that the butcher's block is not gonna age well with time either. Not even as a cutting board, but like as a countertop. And we've seen butcher's block more and more going into households, and everyone talks about the maintenance that comes along with it, right?
It's a lot of maintenance, a lot of work. And even with all of that maintenance, it's still going to age like this. You can see over time it just doesn't stand up.
And I think really what we've seen with the wood options for countertops that we have here is that they can easily be scratched not only, but then with those scratches you can have moisture get inside and then bacteria is going to form. And then you have a whole new world of problems.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you think the verdict is on the 3 artificial countertops that we just did?
Not very good.
Not
I
very
hope we have
good,
a better
right?
choice.
Okay, all right, let's move on to some natural stones and we'll see how those react. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to marble. And marble is one of the most beautiful materials that we carry. It's elegant, it's gonna add style to any home, but it's not always the best for a kitchen. John, what are some applications that are good for marble though?
Well, if you had a small station for marble for baking, it's great for making dough, rolling out, pie crust, that kind of thing. In terms of cutting, I'm not so sure how it's gonna fare.
All right, let's see how it does.
All right.
Take a carrot. So, oh wow, the marble definitely scratched. So
Did.
Yeah, so although we're seeing some natural stones that are a lot more durable than the artificial wood countertops that we're seeing, they're still not all going to stand up to cutting. So let's move on to granite, which is the most durable stone that we carry, and we'll see how that reacts. All right, so now we're moving on to granite. And granite is one of the most durable natural stones in the world, and it's the strongest material that we carry here at marble.com. John, how do you feel about granite in the kitchen?
I think it's going to hold up pretty well. I'm a little worried about my knives, but I think I think the granite's going to be just fine.
Okay, sure. Let's see what happens.
Great.
You're really an expert with that knife, John.
Well, it's just practice.
Yeah.
You always want to keep your fingers tucked in so they don't become part of the dish.
No one wants that. Okay,
How about we do a tomato?
Sure, yeah. Use a serrated knife.
All right.
Okay, John, let's check it out. Although they look like there are scratches here, it's actually just moisture.
That's moisture from the tomato. Didn't scratch it at all.
No, not at all. So, as we can see, the granite held up fine, although we got a little scared to start off. And actually, what you said before, granite will dull your knives before it will scratch.
Absolutely. It held up well to the chopping and to the slicing.
Yeah, and you know, with granite and all other natural stones, you're not gonna have the risk of moisture getting trapped in and then bacteria forming. With the help of just a sealer that you can apply a few times a year, you'll totally protect your natural stones and they'll stay beautiful for decades. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Visit marble.com for more information. Visit tv.marble.com for more videos, and make sure to like us on Facebook.